Hello everyone, welcome to the Cars and Canards YouTube channel. My name's Anthony, founder of Cars and Canards. I recently got into sim racing about a month ago, and I kind of want to give my 30-day kind of review of kind of my setup and my experience specifically on iRacing. So in the past 30 days, we've gotten into sim racing. We've been mostly focusing on iRacing, or we've only been focusing on iRacing. I've done mostly the M2 Cup, a little bit of MX5, and a little bit of GT3 class racing once I got my safety rating up to D class. That took me about 2 weeks. The initial learning curve was pretty steep. I have a lot of physical, actual track day experience, but getting into the sim, it seems to not work both ways, going from real life to sim versus sim to real life. So immediately kind of my safety rating kind of nosedived a little bit. Just getting used to the dynamics of the car, driving a car that's somewhat physically different than my own car. But eventually we started to get the hang of it, and in about 2 weeks I got not only my first 2 wins, but I was able to get my safety rating up to D class and out of the rookie ranks. Now, just getting into sim racing, I wanted to have a strong starting point. I didn't want to just piece something together. I knew it wasn't something that I was just testing out. I knew it's something that I wanted to get into. So for me, the initial investment was worth the route that I went. I basically went with an entire Fanatec setup, and I kind of wanted to comment on that. I've seen a lot of people have bad experiences. A lot of people said don't go with Fanatec. A lot of them said the customer support isn't that great. Shipping times are a long time. And I wanted to comment on that as well. I ordered this setup late on a Friday night, and everything was at my door Wednesday evening. I got their CSL DD base, V2 pedals, V2 wheelbase, Forza wheel rim. I got their GT ClubSport cockpit, their seat, their QR Pro quick release, which has been really nice. I really like it. I did get the, like I said, CSL DD with the QR2 already. I did enough research to know about the new QR2 they have come out with roughly about like a year ago. So starting from scratch, being able to start with this versus it looks like upgrading from the QR1, definitely a significant advantage for me starting at this time. Completely together, took me about 2 hours to put this all together. I have a more in-depth review of the Fanatec ClubSport GT cockpit specifically, so definitely check out the links in the video description below. For that, where I did like a Q&A. Somebody commented on one of my videos and left me a bunch of questions they wanted answered. So if you're interested in that, definitely, I've loved it so far. It's met and exceeded all my expectations and needs. The rigidness and adjustability has been the main takeaway for me just getting into this kind of fresh. Now also, we created our own Cars and Canards League on iRacing. So if you're on iRacing, drop me a message, drop me your iRacing username, and I'll get you added to that league. Cars and Canards is my physical track days where I'll rent out a real racetrack and we'll go out and have like a cars and coffee at the track, but instead of sitting and parking in a parking lot, we actually drive the cars on the track. So I'm trying to bring that community to the virtual racing world. It gets a little bit cheaper. The upfront cost is there, but as far as like the maintenance and stuff on a car, it doesn't compare. And as far as the possible physical damage, again, definitely something that I can see a lot of benefit to all those people for. And now just getting into some more specific Fanatec related support and issues. 3 days into my adventure of getting into sim racing, my wheel stopped working. And I've seen a lot of people have similar wheel issues where the wheel's not responsive. You go up to the driver module, the driver menu, it's blanked out. And so I'm gonna go through what I found and what happened to me specifically, and it might be something simple like that for you guys as well. First off, you want to make sure, obviously, you are fully seated. Double check to make sure your pins, you have all the pins present. There is going to be one pin down here on my bottom right. It is shorter than the others. All the other ones are the same height. So that's the first thing you want to check, is make sure none of those pins have gotten pushed in. Again, make sure you're fully seating this and it is locked in there, all right? There should be no play, forward, backward, side to side. Next, power up your wheelbase. For demonstration purposes, my wheel is working, but what was happening was the base was powered up, but I would still get nothing in the wheel, nothing function. Like I had no power, no nothing. That was the first major takeaway for me that I was like, well, this isn't a software related issue. I went ahead and tried to update the software and rerun it anyway. Still, it never could recognize the wheel. So it was like it wasn't there. And the funny thing about it was, so my son had just recently, I let him jump on it to get him to try it out, and he loves it. But he's a little shorter than I. So when he's getting up out of here, he pulls on the wheel to get up. And hindsight, now I know to tell him not to do that. But what had happened was it had actually, this collar, I guess I hadn't tightened it down enough. So it pulled the shaft out just enough to break the connection that's where it actually goes in and connects to the direct drive base itself. So I just had a broken connection there. Simply pushed it, reseated all the way in, relocked this collar down, and it's been good ever since. I did submit, that took me about, believe it or not, it took me about an hour to figure out. Unfortunately, I did end up submitting a trouble ticket, and this was on, let's see, I got everything delivered on a Wednesday. I think I submitted it on Saturday in Fanatec's defense. So it was on a weekend, but I had heard back from them, I think it was on Monday. So 24 to 48 hours. I've seen people complain about lead times being several weeks. Maybe all this is old news, but so far my experience with the Fanatec brand has been nothing but great, honestly. Again, with the shipping time, the response time, and in that one customer support ticket, by the time they reached out to me, I had already figured it out. Fortunately, it was something simple. I haven't had any warranty issues yet. Everything has worked flawlessly for a month now, averaging about an hour to 2 hours per day of use between myself and my 7-year-old son. I'm definitely looking at upgrading my wheelbase. The one thing that's got me hesitant about doing so is my son. This is only being 5 Newton meters. Getting the boost kit to 8 might be the sweet spot for both him and I right now. But I know, based on driving other simulators, 12 to 15 seems to be the sweet spot, and that's what I would like. But I think that might just be a little bit too much for him. Now, I know in iRacing I can go in and detune it, and I guess that would be quicker than swapping bases back to back. So we might end up giving that a go. But so far, I've absolutely loved it. I've enjoyed it. It's fun. It's competitive. There's always something going on. There's always something you can get into. I'm slowly starting to build up my I rating back after nosediving when I first got into it. I've seen some really crazy stuff happen out there. Some people just don't treat it. So definitely drop comments below. If you had any problems with your Fanatec gear, I would definitely just like to hear them, just so I can either look out for them, and if I experience something and I get a fix for it, I can share that information with you guys. If I have any concerns as well, I can also give my feedback on them. Definitely subscribe to the channel for more. This isn't the end of this sim racing journey. The Fanatec sim racing gear support, definitely try to help out as much as I can. Now, if you're new to sim racing, I'll have everything that I went with linked down in the description below in an easy to follow checklist. I'll have a direct link to Fanatec's website. This is an affiliate link, so at no additional cost to you, it does help me and the channel directly. Greatly appreciate it if you do go with that route. If you don't, no harm, no foul. Definitely do your research, look around, see what works best for you. I know cost, customer support, and device quality plays a huge factor in all this. And so far, Fanatec has, in my eyes, received an A in all 3 categories. If there's anything you'd like to see more specifically here on the channel regarding sim racing, iRacing, Fanatec in general, definitely leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to do my best to get that out for you. So definitely smash that like button if you found this video helpful. Greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you on the track.